Okay, let's do one more video just to make sure we all get it pretty well. Um, and practicing those ellipses. So looks like we need to rearrange our terms a little bit. 9x squared minus 18x plus 4y squared plus 16y is equal to, add the 11 to the other side. Now let's set it up for our completing the square process. Factor out the 9. Negative 18 divided by 9 is negative 2. And then don't forget, we're going to add something to that. And then for the y's, we're going to factor out a 4. And then we're going to have 16 divided by 4 is 4. So plus 4y and then plus something equals 11 plus something plus something. All right, so, well, we've had this square completed a couple times. It's going to be 1. And then this one is 4 divided by 2, which is 2, but then we square it and get 4. Now I'm going to rainbow. So I remember 9 times 1 is what I'm adding to the other side, and 4 times 4 is what I'm adding to the other side. That kind of helps me remember that when I do this. You know, it's kind of a process, and it's nice if you stick with the process. It does make it a lot easier to practice and do. All right, so we have 9. Let's complete those squares. X minus 1 squared. And then we have 4 and y plus 2 squared equals, what's that, 36? Sound good? Yeah. Okay, another reason to stick with the process and write all these steps down is our final shape is called a hyperbola. And the difference between the hyperbola and the ellipse in the equation is one of the squared terms will be negative. So not only will you be multiplying by some factor out here, you'll also be multiplying by a negative. And so over here, instead of adding something, you might be subtracting something. So, you know, it just gets it's pretty easy if you just stick with the process, but when you try to skip steps, it can get really confusing. Okay, speaking of the process, we are going to divide both sides by 36. All right. So 36 and 9, that's 4, or 1/4. So we have x minus 1 squared over 4. And then 36 divided by 4 is 9. So y plus 2 squared is equal to 9. And that'll equal over there. Okay. So our ellipse is written. We'll just, for practice, figure out all the parts of it. So the center is at 1 comma negative 2 from the numerator. And let's see, it's vertical because 9 is the larger one and it's under the y term. So a squared is 9 and a is 3. And then b squared is 4 and b is 2. Okay, so far so good. Let's graph 1 comma negative 2 is our center. And then let's see, we're going vertical. We're going to go up 3, down 3, to find our major axis. And then for our minor axis, we're going to go left and right 2. So this is kind of a wider ellipse, which is fine. Okay. And so let's write the coordinates of the vertices. Let's just do that from the graph there. We're going over 1, up 1, and we're going over 1 and then down 5. So 1, negative 5. Okay, and as before, let's find the foci. Okay, so this is a vertical ellipse. So the foci are somewhere on the vertical line that contains the center and the vertices. Okay, so this side will be C of that triangle. So here, that's C. This is B, and B was 2, and this hypotenuse is A, or 3. So we'll have c squared plus 2 squared is equal to 3 squared. So c squared is 9 minus 4, 5, and c is the square root of 5. Okay. We want to use that then to find the foci. Okay, so notice that the foci, if you start at the center, you need to go up square root 5 from the center and down square root 5 from the center. So the foci, write them right below the, I guess it goes with the center, right? So notice that the x coordinate is going to be the same as the center, 1. And then we're going to start there at -2 and add root 5. And then in our other one, we're going to go over 1 and then start at -2, but then subtract square root of 5. Okay, so hopefully this makes sense and isn't too hard, and you can get some practice in it in your worksheet that I gave you, and as well as your MML homework. Okay. Let me know if you have any questions. Feel free to email me at any time. And enjoy your day off.